Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Callie.
And I'm Lori.
We are talking about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 14, Episode number 5, High Horses and Low Blows. Interesting title.
Interesting title.
We start out with Garcelle looking at the opening scenes of her movie on her laptop that she's the executive. Yeah, she's the executive producer of. We see Dorit putting sunscreen on her son,
who is so cute.
He is so cute.
Her kids are adorable.
Yeah, so Jagger, her son is Jagger. I don't know if you guys saw, but on Instagram.
Yes, I saw it. Her dancing, her daughter.
The Nutcracker, and
you guys don't know how hard that is. That is so impressive.
Know.
So impressive.
Yeah. And also her acting. She was, oh goodness, what?
Dorothy
in The Wizard of Oz. I mean, all within a day. She is amazing. Phoenix is amazing. I was like taken aback. I couldn't believe how talented she is. Seriously, she's very talented.
Yeah.
I also wanted to mention, I don't know if you heard, but on Alex Baskin's podcast, I forget what it's called, PK was on. PK
I saw about this.
and Mauricio. PK and Mauricio were both on it, and it was very interesting. So just to give you a little brief, so PK is very upset about the way Dorit is portraying him as an alcoholic, as a full-blown alcoholic. He is taking great offense to that. He says that he is in full-blown recovery, and that is how the word full-blown should be used. And he was totally blindsided when he saw it. He did not know that that's how she was talking about it. I thought that was interesting. He also said that, because Alex asked him if he could go back, he would not have done the show.
That's interesting.
Yes, because it was his idea to do it to begin with.
It was his choice, yeah. Well, not his choice,
it was his idea.
He pushed her to do it, yeah.
He pushed her to do it.
So, part of me wonders, though, like, is this just him trying to do some damage control, too? So
that's how I take it personally.
You guys are so cynical. You guys are so cynical.
That's how I take
it.
I don't take it that way.
He's in recovery for a reason.
Right.
He at some point accepted responsibility for having an alcohol issue. Right. Somebody might not like the word alcoholic
or full-blown.
Well, listen.
I mean, full-blown alcohol, it's not the nicest thing you could say, but he's obviously accepted it and taken accountability for it and is accomplishing recovery, which is amazing.
What he was saying...
I don't think he's said very nice things about her to her face.
What he was saying is that the message that he wanted to get out is that recovery is possible, and he wanted to encourage other people to seek treatment and to seek help. And that's the reason he put it out there. And he feels like Dorit calling it the way she's calling it, a full-blown alcoholic, kind of negates his purpose.
Well, guess what?
When when you are accomplishing recovery and you want to bring attention to that, don't you first have to admit that there was a problem that you had to recover from?
Wait. This is the bottom line of the whole thing. Don't think that somebody that you want to get a divorce from is going to handle your shit and put it out there the way that you want it. That's not how it happens. You're getting a divorce from her. She's not going to put you in a great light. So don't think that you're going to be this poster child for a fucking alcoholism. It's not going to happen. So just... No.
Personally, I think to celebrate his recovery the way he wants to, you have to admit that you were this person before, and now you're in recovery, and now you're this new person.
I understand what you're saying, but his point is, it is for him to admit it, and he has admitted it. It's not for somebody else. And when she is doing her narrative, his other bone of contention was that she's bringing up things that he addressed and accomplished himself prior to her even meeting him. The bankruptcy, the gambling problem, all of those things happened like 10 years or so ago. A lot of the things that she says that she put up with him are things that his point was she is highlighting every negative thing he's ever done in his life, whether she was there for it or not.
That I understand. Don't say you put up with
You
and
stood
supported
by me
somebody through
and-
something
Right.
if you did not.
Right.
I totally understand that.
And listen, it's so funny to me that like we all have totally, well, not me. I think you and Lori are very similar with the way you feel about it. And I kind of am taking PK's side. And I don't think PK has been nice to her. I don't. I think he said some harsh things to her. I think the way that he handled her trauma was not the right way to handle it. But that being said, I don't think he's ever gone on a confessional. He said it to her face. I don't think he's ever gone on a confessional or on national TV speaking ill of her, which is what she is doing in her confessionals and in her narrative to other people, knowing that it's going to air. And I get it. They are going through a divorce. And at the time, it was very new. It was very new. I'm just saying, I see his side of it. And that's okay. Like we can all see whatever side of it, there is. There's plenty sides to every story.
That's right. There's always a different side to the story.
Right, right. And that's why I like that we do these recaps, because we don't always agree. And then we'll have our listeners that don't agree with either of us, all three of us as well. So it's okay.
Right. And throw around some harsh criticisms while they're at it.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Call us names.
It's okay. It's okay.
Ahead.
Put filters on our faces.
Have at it.
It's all good.
I've just stopped wearing makeup altogether because I say, give me some filters.
There you go.
So what else do we have? So then we see Kyle goes over to Jennifer Tilly's house. And I don't know why I feel the need to say Tilly, even though I don't. There's only one Jennifer and we know which Jennifer it is.
I know, but she's just Jennifer Tilly.
I know.
It's a fun name to say, and she's her own character.
Yes.
For some reason, her last name fits her.
Yes.
It does. It really does.
I really like her on the show.
I really like her too. And I haven't really been watching. So I kind of caught up these past couple days. And I have to say, her and the other new lady, love.
Bose. Yeah.
Love.
Yeah.
Love them both.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was good to see one of her houses. So Kyle gets to her house. It's in Bel Air. And she has another house right next door in Bel Air that she only has parties in. Now,
The fun house.
Right. I'm not sure which house we were in, though. Were we in the party house?
We were in the party house with the weird doll.
I think so, because the her Chucky
Tiffany,
doll,
her Tiffany doll.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Her
wearing
character.
The Jean Paul Gaultier outfit. Yeah. Yeah.
Holding a glass of champagne or wine or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then she has a house in Las Vegas and one in Malibu.
That's haunted.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Maybe she should put the Tiffany doll in that house.
Maybe she.
I think that might be a good plan. That might be a good plan.
Maybe you need to call somebody about that and get that straightened out so you could spend some time there.
Yeah.
I don't know,
good
though.
idea.
Those Hollywood ghosts probably don't go easy.
Man, no.
They do not want to give up that lifestyle.
Yeah.
They're like, we're here. We're not going anywhere.
Well, she also had that antique clock in her house, and in the middle of her, that belonged to Cher. Do you remember her talking about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Kyle's talking about her Denim and Diamonds party that she's having, and how it's the first party that she's hosted without being with Mo, which I can understand.
Do you remember when Candace from Potomac had a Diamonds and Denim party? And there was a cash bar?
Yes, that's right. That's
great.
right.
That's a good one. I don't think there's going to be a cash bar at Kyle's.
No, there definitely will not be a cash bar at Kyle's.
No shade to Candace.
No,
we love Candace, but
that's right. I forgot about that.
I'll be honest with you. We went to a wedding in Maryland one time, and when we got to the reception, it was going to be a cash bar. And the mother of the bride went over and said, absolutely not. Just keep a tally and I'll pay you at the end. Every state does do weddings differently.
They do. They do.
It might just be a Maryland thing. I could be wrong.
Now everyone from Maryland is going to come for us.
And don't, because I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just saying that was in Potomac, and I've been to a wedding in Maryland, and that's that.
Okay. So then we see Erika goes over to Dorit's house, and they're talking, and Dorit says she hasn't spoken to PK now in 2 weeks, when just prior to that, they were talking 5 times a day.
Yeah.
So that's a big change.
They communicate. They have little kids, though. Like, how are they communicating about their kids?
Maybe they're just texting, not actually speaking.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, when she was going away with the girls, PK wasn't watching her kids.
Yeah.
Remember, we had that whole conversation. So
Yeah.
I guess she's used to handling it all, and she's probably still handling it all.
I mean, my kids are 21 and 17, and Eric and I are still communicating with each other on a daily basis. Like, where's this one? Where's that one? What's everybody doing? You know, I would just imagine with little kids, you're doing it even more.
I would think so too, but who knows? In Hollywood, it might be different.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, Erika does say that, she can't even imagine going through a divorce with children that are so little. Because when her and Tom she didn't have small children. And Dorit's children were basically born on the show. They've always been on the show.
Yeah.
They were babies. They were literally babies when, she started.
Yeah.
So that is difficult. It's, I have noticed, though, that PK, I don't know, all of a sudden, PK posts all the time with his kids.
Yes. I've noticed that, too.
Which is good. It's good to see them. Garcelle's getting ready for Sutton to come over, and she's talking to Glenda. I guess that's her house manager or assistant. She's looking for the butterfly thing that Sutton had given her, and they weren't really sure where it was because she wanted to have it out because she asked Sutton to help her move to her brand new home.
Why does Garcelle not have movers? And
I don't
where
know.
are her sons?
So you could have a story. Come on.
Listen,
a show.
The fact that Sutton was actually driving the U-Haul truck.
Impressive.
I loved it. And I loved her outfit. Her
Rosie the Riveter.
I loved it. She looked so good in that.
She
great. Did. And I love that Avi came to load the truck because she wasn't going to load the truck.
Right.
But she was going to drive it.
Yes.
And good for her. Listen, I think everyone needs a friend like Sutton.
I agree. I mean,
right?
She's pulling up with a U-Haul.
Yeah.
Exactly. Not every Beverly Hills friend is good. I don't know one other Beverly Hills friend that would do that.
That's right.
Not anybody on this show.
She even backed that bitch up.
Yes.
I don't know. Kathy hand-delivered those invitations. Kathy if somebody gives Kathy the keys to a U-Haul,
she might drive it. She might.
She probably would, but she shouldn't.
Yeah.
She shouldn't be driving the U-Haul.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
But Kathy might drive the U-Haul to save some money.
Yes.
Like she wanted to save some money on postage.
So as they're driving, Sutton says, I think you need to get a helicopter because I guess it's pretty far.
I think it was only like an hour and 20 minutes or something.
Was it Malibu?
Far.
Were they going to Malibu?
Yes, they were going to Malibu. I guess it depends on the traffic too, right?
I think that there's just so much damn traffic in California. You could, it could be from here to Tom's River, but it's going to take you an hour.
Yeah, it's possible. It is possible.
Beautiful house, though.
These are the two things that really stuck out to me. I love the front door.
Yes,
I
did
the
love
front door.
Yes.
And I loved the color of the kitchen.
Yes, me too. Those cabinets.
Oh, I love the cabinet color.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I wrote down the windows. I don't know. Oh, maybe that there were so many windows and you
maybe
had
they
such
went like floor to ceiling.
Yes.
Those big
beautiful.
Ones.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And then we see that she's got a triple queen bunk bed.
That was interesting.
Yes, I've seen those before.
I love that. I love that. I mean, because the house isn't really that big.
No, but you could fit a lot of peeps in there.
Right.
And this is her second home, right? She's not moving there.
No, this is her second home that she bought by herself. She tore it down and she rebuilt it.
Yeah.
And honestly, as a single person, a single female who has 2 children she's raising and running a company and a production company and acting, I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a huge accomplishment.
That's a lot she's got going on there.
Yeah.
And even in her confessional, Sutton's like, I am so proud of her. Like, I'm so proud of everything she has done. And I'm proud of her too. I don't even know her, and I'm proud of her. Like, that's a great accomplishment.
I don't like what she said next, but I'm proud of her.
Well, this is a thing too. Like, I just want to make this distinction, and I'm not taking anything away from Garcelle because I don't even have a job. So, but when she says single,
you do.
When she says single, when she says single mom, it really just, you do need to put into perspective because she did have child support. when her kids were growing up. So I don't know. Just to me, like, I know it's just dicing words, but to me, like, single mom comes to mind like somebody who's just totally doing it on her own. And like I said, not to take anything away from Garcelle, because
I agree with you.
I feel the same way. I think she's very accomplished and she should be very proud of herself, because that's a lot to handle. And it is basically on your own. If you're not married, then it's on your own.
Right. But we know other single moms who literally are doing it on their own with no financial support.
I mean, like,
anyone.
For instance, Kelly works at a salon part-time, and they very graciously took on a single mom as a family to donate to for Christmas. And that's just like a kind of like a totally different side of it. So I'm not trying to mince words or, like I said, take anything away from Garcelle, but it's not like, I don't know.
Yeah, I totally
It's just
agree.
what I have in my mind as single mom. It's not Garcelle.
Right. Because she does, I mean, not only obviously her sons spend time with their father, and she also has has had financial support from him. Maybe not alimony. I don't know what their, arrangement was.
Right.
But her children never wanted for anything because of the financial support of her husband. Like Lori said, we know single moms.
Her own financial support, though, too. She has been an accomplished actress for a long time.
100%.
Yeah,
but that's what we're saying. Her sons have two affluent parents.
Right.
Some of the single moms we know have no financial support from anyone, are working, just to survive.
Just to survive, right.
I get
I'm
it.
done with
I
my
get your
single mom
distinction.
rant. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. It's totally fine. Sutton says that the problem, and they start talking about like the problem in the, in the group. Dorit and I are not great, and we know that. She's like, I will try and like guide her through the finance stuff, because she did say to her when they were on the boat, like, I want to be there for you. But then when she was trying to talk to her on the bus, Dorit was stuck with the words about Teddy.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with Teddy. And for whatever reason, Dorit couldn't get past the whole Teddy thing, and couldn't get past the talking behind other people's backs and saying it to their face.
In a way,
but the whole Teddy thing, though, why is Kyle trying to put that on Dorit? There were other people on that stage. That's kind of dumb.
And there were two things about Teddy. Kyle brought that up, and then Garcelle brought up the fact that she shared her father's post. Like,
so what?
I understand the big picture wasn't about Teddy, but you bring her up twice, it's going to stick in Dorit's mind.
Right.
And that's what happened. I mean, that's exactly what happened, is that's what stuck in Dorit's mind. And Sutton was trying to make a point that it really wasn't about that. And that's what got used as an example. And she couldn't get past the fact that her name was brought up. Because, like you said, that's what was stuck in her mind.
And she shouldn't have lashed out at Sutton, because Sutton is not the one who brought up Teddy in either situations.
Right.
It was Kyle and Garcelle.
Right. But it was Sutton that was trying to make the point. And, it was all about the delivery at that point. It wasn't even about the words. And I think that that's sometimes what gets lost, is that it is about the delivery, regardless of what the words are.
Yes.
And she wasn't hearing the words because of the delivery.
Yeah, you get defensive.
Yes. Yeah.
But when Garcelle implied that
the
burglary was a setup, is she trying to say that PK knew about it?
That's what she's trying to say.
That is what she's trying to say. That's pretty fucked up. To insinuate that PK put his wife and kids in danger like that.
I think Garcelle's point was that she wasn't even supposed to be there. That's
her point. But still, you don't listen unless you know this. Even if you know this for fact, you don't say that. You seriously don't say that. I mean, that is messed up.
Because for one, he'll go to jail for insurance fraud. Yeah. Let's face it. And that's just a huge accusation to make about someone. Huge.
And imagine if someone made that accusation about her.
That would have been disastrous.
Right. I did not like that. And honestly, I also didn't like that Sutton didn't shut it down.
No, she did not.
because Sutton could have been the one to shut it down because Sutton and Garcelle are very close.
So here's an example of where if you know, or if you don't agree with it, you should say something. Like Kyle was accusing Dorit of not sticking up for Teddy.
Right.
Not appropriate in that respect. But here it was appropriate. Like she should have been like, whoa.
Exactly.
That's a big accusation.
Exactly. Honestly, Sutton is the one who was trying to like bring everything to light for everybody. Like not have these like side conversations or talk behind others' back. So I'm very curious to see if Sutton brings this up because she's the one who has this information right now, right?
Well, this is a thing too. The Sutton, like we know she really doesn't dig Dorit, but since she is so good friends with Garcelle, if that was me and that was my friend, I'd be like, whoa, like maybe you need to like, we're on like TV, like you maybe you need to just like reel that back, sister, just for Garcelle's own well-being, like as
I mean, I would hope
Sutton looking out for her friend. Garcelle.
Yeah, I hope Garcelle's going to get some heat for this at the reunion.
I sure hope so too, but I hope Sutton does as well because Sutton should have shut it down. Like that's what we just said. Sutton, if Garcelle would have listened to anybody to shut that down, it would have been Sutton. I don't know. I'm curious to see how this whole thing plays out because I did not like that whole situation. And then we see Erika meets up with her therapist at her home. And she's telling her how she wants to make this place a sanctuary for her. And she's excited, about life again. She no longer wants to be a hermit because when she first got separated from Tom and she was living in this little place, she really didn't want to go out. I mean, because, listen, there was a lot of bad press. Every time she walked out the door, there was, paparazzi or somebody having something to say about what was going on in her life.
So now I'm just curious because I always just assumed that was just someplace she rented. But if she's
remodeling,
but you can just decorate and still be renting. But it just made me think to myself, like, does she own that? And I just thought that she rented it. I don't know. I just thought that was scary.
I don't know what the case is. And I mean, I think we're only talking about maybe some paint and some changing of furniture. And because she didn't even have new furniture, she brought it from the old house.
Yeah. So maybe she's just like decorating, not remodeling.
Yeah. And just giving it her own stamp of, serenity.
But I did like seeing her with her therapist. I mean, she certainly has grown, I feel.
I mean, last time she didn't know how to express empathy, remember?
Yeah.
When her therapist, she's like, well, how do I do that?
We've come along.
Exactly.
It was interesting when she compared herself to Kyle and she was like, I didn't get a pizza party.
Yeah. But listen, you know what? I understood where she was coming from.
I did too, actually.
And I like that she brought it up to her therapist because her therapist kind of put it in perspective for her.
Yeah. That was great when she was talking about that she thought it was less about Sutton and more about Erika and Erika's history of shoulds with these women, what these women should have done for her.
Right.
And I like that she admitted that she actually made it worse by like participating and getting nasty and into fights and abusing the Lexapro and the alcohol and you know what? Really, talking about the pizza party, I think she should just throw one for herself.
Well, she's going to. She's going to do it with her housewarming. I think she put that out there.
Yeah, just do it for yourself.
Yeah. And listen, this is kind of what, I mean, I've said this many times on here. This is why I think therapy is so important for so many people for so many reasons. Because we have seen Erika grow so much from the first time we saw her with her therapist and not understanding empathy. And these are things like I tell you, like I'll talk to my therapist and, she'll give me another way to look at things. You get another perspective. It's not weakness to have a therapist. It is a sign of strength and growth. And I really wish there would stop being the stigma that surrounds it. I really do.
The mental health industry in this country fails so many people. You can't even get into therapy right now if you want to.
That's the other
put
problem.
on a list and they never call you. You can't even get into a therapist. You can't get into a psychiatrist. So you have regular medical doctors prescribing
psychiatric medications.
Psychiatric medication, and they have no business doing it.
Yes, that's true. It's very, very true.
It's a horrible, horrible thing.
So after that, the next thing we see is Kyle's getting ready for her party. And she says for her cowboy hat is like her crown.
Yeah, she does like her cowboy hat.
She really does.
Could have done without the visual that was planted in my head by her saying, "Oh, I should go with the thong and chaps." I was like, no.
Please don't.
Please don't.
Nobody in their 50s should be doing that.
Like Meredith's fur trim bikini. No, don't.
Exactly. Once you've crossed over the 50 threshold, now I was never in shape enough to do it.
No, don't.
But
Don't
once
even
you've crossed over the 50 threshold, you shouldn't
just don't do it.
I'm sorry. And people, you can come for me for that.
Come all you want.
Yeah.
So wait, Kyle said that?
Yes, she did.
I remember somebody saying, but I didn't realize it was Kyle that said that.
Yeah. Sorry. I was like,
no, we don't need to see that.
No.
What?
Okay. Well, I don't know if we got here yet. I'm trying to read my notes because one, I took these so long ago, and two, it's dark.
All right. So we're probably not there. The next thing we see is Erika she's wearing, first you see like this long, like trench white coat. And then I realized she had like a cat suit underneath it. So
yeah, odd, very odd.
It was a little odd.
Erika likes her cat suits though.
She does. She does. And the bull riding is going on. And she says she hasn't ridden a bull since her great grandmother's funeral. And it was such a good time.
That was interesting.
I was like,
okay.
That must have been some funeral that you have bull riding.
We are clearly doing funerals all wrong if we are not bull riding at them. We need to reevaluate our passings of people.
Did anybody catch this? And the first couple scenes with Kyle's party, who brings a horse to a party in their back seat? Kyle had that little miniature pony came to the party in the very beginning. And the lady opens the back door of her very small car and out jumps the pony. And I'm thinking, you didn't like put it in a trailer? Like, who fucking does that?
I think she's done this before.
Who does that?
I did not.
Pony in the back of their car.
I did not notice that.
I mean, Lisa Vanderpump might, but we know she's not going to Kyle's party.
No, she definitely might because I don't know anybody else who has a pony that would be traveling with it.
That was quite the scene. I was like, okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
In a very small car. Open the door. Pony jumps out of the back seat of the car.
Were you like waiting for something else? You're like, is a clown coming afterwards?
Yeah, I'm like,
what's going on?
There's no trailer. They just shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what are you doing? Very odd.
That is odd. I guess that's odd. I missed that. I totally missed that. So Kyle invites Camille Grammer to the party, which we have not seen Camille Grammer in many years.
And
it's been
okay with it.
Yeah. And she's talking to her. Kyle's talking to her and she's telling her about, it's the first time she's had the party since without Mo. And she's, pointing out the tattoo station. This is like the new thing. Everyone has these tattoo stations.
Can somebody please? I'm going to get a tattoo. I might go tomorrow to get my tattoo of my kids' names on my arm. I need to go to a party where there's a tattoo artist.
Where you get it done for free and not pay a couple $100.
Exactly. Because tomorrow I'm going to try to go and I'm going to have to pay for it myself. And I don't like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there was one there. And Sutton's daughter came too, which was interesting to see her at the party, right?
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah. But wait. And about that lady, Camille.
Yes.
So Kyle, now, she said that Camille is projecting.
Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about.
Well, we didn't get there yet. We didn't get there yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We didn't get there yet.
No, not when Camille's talking to Dorit.
No, when Camille is talking to Kyle when she first gets there.
Yeah, and she's talking about the similarities in their divorces, and Kyle gets like annoyed and starts shading Camille about her generalizing about their separation.
No,
it's
Kyle's
not
in denial,
that
man.
different. Kyle is definitely in denial. It's not that different, Kyle.
No.
There's clearly been rumors about your husband cheating, right?
Yeah.
And you're alluding to the fact that your husband has cheated and hurt you in certain ways.
Yeah,
that's what Kelsey Grammer did to Camille. I mean, okay, Mauricio didn't marry someone else without you knowing, But other than that, what led up to your divorce there are some similarities. It's not polar opposites where you're like shading, and I don't like Camille. So for me to say this is a lot. You saying that she's projecting, it's like, well, there are some similarities.
I don't know. I actually, I agree with her that she is projecting, because I think the Camille and Kelsey thing was Kelsey set Camille up on the show so that he could go off and leave her. Like, that was his plan. Yeah. His plan was for her to be on this show so she'd have something to keep her busy. And then he was going to divorce her. That was his plan from the very beginning. Yeah. Whereas Kyle and Mo have been on this show together, and they, were together, 29 years.
Yeah, it was a long time.
I mean, they started from nothing and built everything they have together. So those things are not similar.
No, of course. But things that happened in their marriages.
I think that that's what she took offense to, like to compare her marriage to Kyle's when she had such a long history with Mo, and the way she came on the show and the way Camille came on the show are totally, you know what I mean? I could see they're totally opposite.
I can see that
in that
in
respect.
general. I just say in general, she's in total denial in general.
I agree.
Total denial.
You know what, though?
It's like on one hand, she's in denial, but on the other hand, she's insinuating that he's been cheating.
But I'll be honest with you. When I listened to Mo on the podcast, Mo must be in denial, too, because Mo said the exact same things Kyle is saying. He said that there has been no discussion of divorce. They haven't. So, I mean, is that denial? I mean, they are separated and they agreed to give each other time, but there's no discussion of divorce, and they are still very good friends, and they still hang out together with the children. Like, it's not the same thing. I don't know if that is delusion.
I think that Kyle maybe they don't know what they're doing, but I think that Kyle needs so much attention that whatever is going on, she's going to make it revolve around her. She's going to somehow make it either offensive to her or similar to her, or so, because I think she, wants to be the center of the show and thinks she has all these years.
That's funny. I don't see that with her. I just don't. I mean, I do think that her perception of what's going on in her marriage or her separation is the same as his perception of it, because they both said the exact same thing when I heard them speak about it. And I don't really think that she's that contrived that they would sit down and discuss, okay, this is the story we're going to put out there. I know you do. I know you do. I know you do. I know you do. I mean, you thought the whole thing was for ratings anyway, because I don't think she would do that because of her children and how close she is with her children. No, her kids are not in on it.
Well, hey, listen, we already said this the last time when they made the announcement on the air and the kids were there. Stop it.
Yeah. I don't think the kids are in on it. I don't.
I think it's real. I know I was wrong. They weren't just doing this for the show, for a storyline. I was incorrect. I was definitely wrong. But I think that I think that at this point, it's what they do is planned. I'm not saying it's not real. I'm just saying that if Mo was going to go on a podcast, I would imagine he consulted with Kyle and was like, okay, how do I answer this if they ask me? How do I answer this?
I don't think so.
I do believe that.
I don't think so, because another thing that he said was, Alex Baskin asked him, like, what are your thoughts? Do you think you guys will get back together? Like, what are your thoughts? And his answer basically was, listen, I'm going to be, although I'm in a different place, I'm going to be around. We have so much going on in our lives right now. Portia's still in high school. I will be there for Portia the entire time that she's there. Our other daughter is getting married. We will be there together planning this wedding. He has things to look forward to with his family, with Kyle and his daughters. So for those reasons, they get along together. They don't fight. They don't bicker.
Okay.
Kyle has openly said that, it's hard for her to see him, have PDA with other women. Obviously, that's hard. She was been married to him for, 20, however many years.
Listen,
So it's going to be
I
hard.
would
It doesn't
love
mean
to
it's
see them get back together because I really like them together. But how hard would that be? I think that they'll
That's
have
like
an
having
amicable
that's
divorce.
like having your cake and eating it too, though.
How do
So
you
what?
watch
So now
your
married?
husband that you're separated from basically sleep with numerous other people for a couple of years and then get back together with them? And him as well. I don't know if Kyle's sleeping with anybody else. I don't know if Mauricio is. I'm assuming that they're having relations with other people during the separation. How do you then get back together with them?
It's just
I think I
weird.
would have a very difficult time.
It's
I
weird.
think they'll always be on good terms, these two. Listen, my parents have been divorced for 30 years. 30? No. How long have I been married? 23, whatever, around the same time. 23 years. I have never gone a holiday without both of my parents being there because my mother was the bigger person. She didn't want the divorce, and she always was the bigger person and was just there and made the best of it. I think that Mo and Kyle will always be close, and their children will never have to face anything without both of them by their sides.
It's still weird.
I don't think it's weird. And I don't think it would be weird for them to get back together either. I mean, I've known people that have gotten divorced and then gotten remarried again.
Yeah.
Right?
And,
I mean,
and the second time lasted?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I
like
guess you're both doing it, and then I guess, it's just like, well, how can I be mad at him if I did it too? Not mad at him, but how could I be uncomfortable with him if I did it too?
listen, love and hate are very fine lines, right? There had to be something that brought them together. They've spent all these years together. There's got to be a deep love and a deep bond. Yeah, you can be hurt by somebody, but if you really love them, you can move forward from that, especially if I don't know. I think that, but that's just me. I'm a sucker for a happy ending. I believe in good over evil. I believe in light over dark. That's just who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'd like to see them get back together, actually. I don't know if I could do it.
I'm not as cynical. Let's put it that way. I'm not as cynical. And it's, again, it is what
Which
it
is pretty unbelievable since you've been watching Housewives for all these years. Pretty unbelievable.
We'll just have to wait and see what happens. We will have to wait and see what happens.
I do think that they consult with each other, though, before they go on any public forum. That's what I mean. Like, I think that the fact that he answered the same as her means that they've had a conversation. And I don't think that and I'm not saying that because I think that that's a bad thing. I think that they should always remain a united front.
I do
Enough
too.
about those two.
Yeah,
all right.
I hear you. Let's move on.
All right. Dorit and Erika show up together. Bose shows up in all pink. What did you think of that outfit? I mean, she did look like a Barbie.
She did look like a Barbie. I love Barbie, so I'm good with it.
Barbie.
Yeah,
I
she
don't
looked
think
like
Bose can do anything wrong right now.
Yeah.
But did anybody else find it interesting that Kyle was having a diamond and denims party and she showed up in leather?
Yeah, I know, right?
She was wearing all leather.
And she was not looking very feminine.
I mean,
I'm gonna say
but
that.
if you're having a diamonds and denim party, why are you wearing black leather?
Yeah, put a little denim in there.
Or
I don't know.
wear some
There's
diamonds.
some diamonds.
Lord knows you probably got them.
Bedazzle that leather, would you?
Garcelle went and got a tattoo from the tattoo guy.
Yeah, that was
111 3
Yeah.
4 ones.
Those angel numbers.
Angel numbers, yep. That was her favorite number, and she was getting it on her wrist. And Sutton went over there to, watch her get that done.
Did anybody notice how Dorit kept saying the clothes were from her collection? These are from my collection.
Yeah.
Did she mean her closet?
Yeah, her closet.
I think she
like,
did.
Just say it.
Yeah.
It's your closet, Dorit.
It's your closet.
That was strange, right?
You didn't brand these clothes.
No.
I tell you though, I haven't really been watching the show, but like I said, I'm kind of like catching up,
Mhm.
and I do like how Dorit's on fire.
Hell yeah.
I
We
do
said
like
it last week.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, I
definitely
like
on
it.
fire.
I'm here for it for sure.
Yeah.
I like on fire.
Yeah. And Garcelle does tell Sutton what Kyle had told her about PK texting her, and that Sutton actually said, well, Kyle said that because she knew that already, even though Garcelle told her. She said, well, Dorit knows.
Yeah, Dorit knows.
It's not like she's doing it behind her back. But again, that's Garcelle like trying to stir the pot, right?
For sure.
It's like
She's got it out for Dorit.
Yeah, she does. That's very plain. Even for someone who doesn't even really watch the show, it's plain.
She does. I have to agree with you on that. She definitely does have it out for Dorit. At first, she does. And it's obvious. It's obvious. Then they're talking about the tribal council, and Bose in her confessional says she likes the idea of a tribal council, but they're not even talking about anything deep. And they all of a sudden, like, all the arguing starts. So she's like, I don't really know how this is even going to work. Right.
And why is Camille in the tribal council? You haven't been a housewife for years. You're not even a friend of.
Well,
why are you even there?
So that Dorit called her the C word. That's all.
That was so planted. See, and this is what I don't like. The fact that Camille was there, the fact that Kyle invited Camille there, so that this whole thing, Camille had no business in this conversation. She had no business in this tribal council. She had no business referencing things that she's seen on the show.
Exactly. It would have been like one of us sitting there.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely would have done a better job.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, because Dorit ate her up.
Yes, she did. Yes,
it was good. And I was there for it.
Yes. So let's get to that. So Sutton says, I'm sorry, I just don't want us all to be just disjointed. I mean, what I say, sisterhood honesty. I feel like we're talking behind each other's backs. I want to feel free and open that we can be honest with each other. And Erika says, one thing I'd like to say is to you, since we're being open and honest, is that you're volatile.
She can be volatile.
She absolutely can be.
She thinks she kind of co-signed it, didn't she?
She thinks she's steady. She thinks she's steady as she goes.
Yep.
She's not. She isn't.
Erika says, it's great, but it's inconsistent with you. And Sutton says, no, I'm truthful. Again, she wasn't there to hear it. She wasn't there to hear what she had to say. And she says, well, sometimes you overreact when you're upset. And she does. I mean, I just go back to that episode where they were at the Magic Mike, and she was like flipping out about the pants and the show and what was happening. I mean, that was a major overreaction to nothing, right?
Right. Yes. Yes.
So Sutton says, and then Sutton starts, Dorit says, I can be real and be honest, and you can lead the charge. Sutton starts whispering and lowering her voice.
Yeah, when she was talking to Dorit, because Dorit was like, don't raise your voice to me. And then Sutton got real condescending with, and then I just lower my
voice, right.
And saying the same dicky things, just in
exactly
low voice.
Exactly. And then Erika says to her, no, like, don't do that. Like, she tells her to, like, because then Dorit starts mocking Sutton. And then Erika says to her, don't do that. Because Dorit, I think Erika wanted to have Dorit's back in this situation. And she wanted her, and which she did. I mean, finally, Dorit, she took it out on Camille because Camille jumped in there and she didn't need to.
No, she didn't.
It's just, says, don't take it out on me. Don't take it out on me.
You're miserable.
Yeah, that you're miserable. And it's true.
It's true. She said, you're not angry at me. You're angry at your life.
Your life.
Right.
Now,
which is a shitty thing to say to somebody.
Right. And what's her name? Bose pointed that out. Like, hey, don't be...
Right.
Yeah.
And Sutton couldn't handle it when Bose called it out.
Right.
She says, and then she does say, my life sucks right now. I'm not in a good place. I have zero tolerance for bullshit. Which I don't blame her, I don't blame her. Dorit said that, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Dorit said, my life sucks right now. I have zero tolerance for bullshit. It's simple as that.
Yeah.
And Sutton says, I'm not angry. I'm not angry with you. I raised my voice in the sprinter because I feel like you weren't listening to me and not understanding, the bigger point. It's about being able to talk and being able to, understand. And that's when Bose says, well, we can't weaponize moments of vulnerability. And it's true.
Which is exactly what she did.
Right.
Yes, she did.
Then that's when Camille bursts in and says, I'm sorry to Dorit when you were when my house burnt down and I lost my assistant of many years. I didn't get any compassion from you. Wait, what? That was many years ago and it had nothing to do with this conversation.
No.
Nothing.
And how about when Camille brought up Dorit's financial situation on camera and saying that her husband was hiding things from her? How about that?
Like, it made no sense even what Camille had to, like, why did she even jump in? There was no
She was just trying to get trying to get a moment.
Yep. And basically Dorit says that to her.
That's what she was trying to do. She's trying to get a little.
Yeah. And Kyle, when production says to you, we're going to have Camille Grammer come to your party. Kyle's like, okay. Because she knows Camille and Dorit aren't good. She knows what's going to happen when Camille comes in. And Kyle's not good with Dorit right now. So Kyle kind of co-signed that too.
No, she definitely did. I mean, the way when Camille jumps in with her statement, the way Dorit says, honey, it's because you were a total see you next Tuesday to me. And the fact that she said honey first and how calm she said it, I was like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
And then Camille is like, did you just call? And she's like, yes, and I'll do it again. I'll call you it again. I mean, listen, she definitely ate her up. There was no doubt about it. And even in her confessional, she's like, I did regret it the first time I called her that, but no, I don't regret it now. I mean, she deserved it.
She did deserve it. Enough. Like, if Denise Richards wants to be a housewife, great, bring her back. I'm here for that. Don't bring her on to, have her put her jacket on upside down and have somebody call it out. If Camille, if you're not going to make Camille a housewife, and please don't.
Or even a friend of. She's not even a friend of.
She's not even a friend of. Like, what was she doing? She was specifically there to start this bullshit, and she looked like a damn fool.
And I can tell you this, from what I know from listening to Crystal and Cynthia, Camille did not get paid for that appearance. She did not make 1 red cent. You do not make 1 red cent when you show up like that for a party that's planned.
That just goes to show you how desperate she is to be on TV.
Yes.
She doesn't need the money. She's got fucking Kelsey Grammer money.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
So she's that desperate to be on camera.
She'd be thirsty.
Yes.
She's so thirsty. Crazy.
So, what else we got?
That's all I got.
I mean, basically that's pretty much where it ends. Dorit says, I would really love to believe that, but your actions speak louder than your words. Sutton said your actions. Yeah. And then in her confessional, she said, I think Sutton is more concerned with looking like a sincere, empathetic friend than being one. Than actually being a sincere, empathetic friend. And Kyle says everyone can work on their actions and their delivery and not holding on to a grudge. And Jennifer Tilly says, it was a wonderful party. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. She's like, so now, I had a great time.
Yeah. Now,
Thank you.
On the after show, it was interesting because they had Bose and Dorit sitting together.
Okay.
And Dorit was talking about PK and the divorce and her relationship and how, the whole thing about PK saying that she, demasculated him or whatever. So she was really smart, the Bose. She really kind of broke it down. I think she was right. It's that she was saying how PK didn't think Dorit needed him like she used to need him. But Bose was like, you don't need to need him. And that's okay. You want him. So you don't have to need him. But Dorit was like, but I do need him. I need him at the same level that I've always needed him. It's just I needed him in a different place than where I needed him before. And Bose was like, well, you know what? He's just so busy looking at the fact that you don't need him in that place where you used to need him, that he's not seeing that you're over here on the left and you still need him. So it was a good little
That's interesting.
It is interesting. I personally do feel like Dorit has been very honest with PK, and we've actually seen them sit with a therapist and talk about it. And I feel like she's been very clear with him. I don't think he was capable of doing whatever she needed him to do at the time. But that is interesting what Bose said.
It was very thought provoking. I was like, you know what, girl, I think he's right.
Yeah, she's very smart, that woman.
I was
telling Erika about her because he came in and out. I said, she got Pepsi the Super Bowl, right? She negotiated that deal?
Yes.
That's huge. And, I'm sure she had other accomplishments, but that's his brain's football.
I feel like, I saw some things like Kathy Hilton did that pizza party or whatever. I feel like she's just insinuating herself to have airtime. I don't really think that she's insinuating herself because she's all concerned about Kyle.
I could not agree with you.
Okay, good. It's just
no comments.
Just my non-housewife opinion.
I think that you know what? I'm not even going to say it.
Okay.
I agree with you.
Okay, good. All right. So to be continued, correct?
Yeah. I guess we're going to have to wait and see what happens with Beverly Hills because there's a lot going on and there's still a lot.
It's good though.
Yeah. I mean, we're only in episode 5, so we still have plenty of season left. And
It's
we'll
good.
we'll have to see what happens.
I mean, I feel like other franchises are kind of hanging on by a thread.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, I said, I hadn't really been keeping up with Beverly Hills, so it was nice to see some growth for Erika. It's nice to see Dorit calling people the C word and just chowing down. And I like seeing the 2 new faces.
Yes.
Yeah,
I do too. I do
like
too.
them both. So I was like, oh, okay, it's not bad.
yeah, no, it's good.
Bad.
Did you see that Andy Cohen said we won't know anything about, he's not making any decisions about Jersey in 2025. We won't know until 2026.
This is the stupidest thing that I ever heard in my life. What is it that, let me help you out that you can't make it takes you a year to make a decision. I can help you. We can help you make a decision. Like what? That is just nonsense.
Well, it's just interesting because the 2 people who have been highlighted, the 2 housewives who have been highlighted, one was Dolores, and the headline was like, she's upset with her co-stars for basically not getting their shit together and making amends, which we know who she's talking about.
Yes.
And then the other headline was, Melissa makes a threatens Andy Cohen or something about a threat. But I didn't actually even read it. But I think basically she was just like, wherever she said this, she was just like, that's bullshit. Like, this is bullshit.
There for years. Stop
I mean,
it.
I don't take that as a threat.
No.
I don't think she's threatening the network.
No, I think that's the truth because it is bullshit.
I agree. I think
you should,
every
if you can't
single
make a
one of them should be
decision-
saying this is bullshit. Either fire us
Right.
or roll tape.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, come on.
Yeah, it shouldn't take anybody a year. Like, actually, if he's saying he can't make a decision, or then everybody should be fired, the whole network. Because if that takes you a whole year to make a decision, then there's something fucking wrong.
Just fire them, and then either
And
leave.
move on.
Don't recast Jersey or recast Jersey.
Like what are you going to do? Do it.
You know, you've had 15 years to figure this shit out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought there was a bunch of nonsense myself. And did you see Dolores was on a big billboard going into the city for plastic surgery? Yeah, she had a facelift.
Well, Dr. Karolak, who's in Wall Township, was on Melissa's podcast last week.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
He's right in Wall Township.
I wish I could afford it. Look.
You know, I think he does free consultations.
Yeah,
Let's
you know
go.
what? Listen, I already paid money for a consultation.
Lori's
Well,
like,
why
I'm
didn't
going to pay
Because
fucking
it's
consultation.
$14,000, and I don't even have $1,000, so there you go. Give me GoFundMe.
They do payment. They do payment.
What can $1,000 get me?
They do payment plans, you know.
Yeah, but you need a job to pay the payment plan.
Oh, yeah.
They-
Maybe we can do a GoFundMe.
GoFundMe for me. And then I'll be on the podcast and we're going to see the results.
Can I
Yeah.
get in on it?
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. You did twofer.
Doesn't anybody want to sponsor us? People are
Yes.
calling us old hags for crying out loud.
help us out.
Sponsor
Dr.
us.
Karolak, please help us.
Good Lord.
Help us
okay,
old
girls.
hags out.
Not the old hags from Jersey.
But wait, I did want to tell you this. I saw that 3 housewives are doing a cruise together. Did you see that? You did not?
No.
Oh,
and
yes.
I'm not a cruise person, but you might be able to talk me into it. Who are the
I
housewives?
doubt it.
Kelly might be going for the
Seriously doubt
passport.
it. I seriously doubt it. Do you
Who
want
are
me
the
to
housewives?
name them?
Please, name them. Name them.
I'm going to
Name 'em.
name them. One of them is Dolores. One of them is Jennifer Aiden. And the third one,
Is Teresa.
Teresa.
You couldn't fucking pay me to get on that ship. You could not pay me. I'm out.
I might just go.
Good for you. You have a great fucking time. God bless.
Funny. That's too funny.
I should have
Isn't that
known.
funny? And it leaves out of New York.
I was
so
gonna
you don't-
say.
It does.
You don't even have to fly. Yeah, I saw that. And wait, when is it? I think it is, I want to say September 2025. I think it's like right
around
in the
my
middle
birthday.
of hurricane season.
Figures. Good. Figures.
Great time.
You have a great time.
Don't quote me on the time. Don't quote me on the time frame. But when I saw that, I laughed so hard. I was like, oh, wait till I tell Kelly.
I do really want to look into that spa up in North Jersey, though. And I think we should go soon because I think they have like the heated pool outside, but like you can go into it this time of year because it's a heated pool. Like I forget what it's called. Crystal Springs?
Crystal something.
Crystal
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
Or we can go down to the Ocean Resort and go to that spa.
There you go.
Oh, we can figure something out.
I'll go anywhere.
I have a funny story about our night in AC.
You want to do it? You want to do it on this? You want to do it on this podcast or save it for the next?
Let's do it on the
we'll
next
save
one.
it for the next.
We're
We're reaching
next. Yeah, let's save it for the next podcast. So you're going to have to wait and listen to the next one's going to be Salt Lake City.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have to listen to our episode on Salt Lake City to hear about what happened to Kelly in AC. Okay? Thank you for watching and listening to We Wine Whenever. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.